lot of people get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis when it comes to investing in real estate. Now, after 16 years in real estate, there's really 3 numbers you need to calculate to move past the analysis paralysis stage. It's payback, break even, and cap rate valuation. Now, the good news is it takes less than 5 minutes to calculate everything once you have some basic information. And you can download the free spreadsheet and follow along over here on my website, kaiandrew.com. So you can pause this video right now and go download it real quick, or watch this all the way through and then get it. Up to you. You do you, boo. Also, while you're on my website, you'll see that my Land Hacker 2.0 program is opening back up for enrollment after this holiday season. We had an awesome first cohort, which wrapped up in October, and seats for this next session will be limited again. So get on the wait list. And if you're committed and seriously ready to invest capital into your own real estate or land hack project, I'll be holding a master program where you get to work with me during and after the program so we get your business up and running. Seats for this will be extremely limited, obviously because of time constraints, but again, head over to my website and get on that wait list and you'll hear more from me before the launch so you can get in. So for the past week and a half, I flew out to Austin, Texas, and I've been driving around the area searching for my next land hack project. I've been looking in Austin, Bastrop, Dripping Springs, Wimberley, Greene, Horseshoe Falls, and Fredericksburg. Lots of driving and lots of properties. Oops. Wrong clip. That was after Thanksgiving dinner and taking the kids out to see some Christmas lights. Here we are, driving all over Texas. And whether I'm looking for a property that costs $250,000 or a $5 million property, my analysis is pretty much the same to flesh out which properties are worth looking at and then pursuing. There's some information gathering at first, but almost all that can be provided by the agent or the owner. And if they can't, we can always create our own assumptions based on surrounding comparables and then some market research. The information that we really need are monthly revenues, variable costs of running the business, and fixed period costs, which also includes debt servicing or your loan or your mortgage. Now, revenues is what the property is either doing or what you assume it can do based on your market analysis. Variable costs, I usually just put a 20% of revenues, which includes cleaning, supplies, and advertising fees, which is usually Airbnb's 3%. But you can always be more granular and break this down. Now, this is assuming you're running the business yourself. If you tend to hire a property manager, you'll have to add that into the variable costs as well. And then fixed period costs, which are all of your standard expenses that comes with property: loan, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and utilities. Now, what I do next is I put these into a simple spreadsheet and I just create the line items for each category and I calculate the pre-tax profits. I then divide my total sunk investment into the deal by the pre-tax profits. Sunk investment is just cash I had to put in. It does not include the financed amount. So if I had to put $100,000 down payment and $50,000 for upgrades, my total sunk investment would be $150,000, not the purchase price of $500,000. Now, when I divide that all out, it'll give me the number of months until I reach payback or get my initial money back. I like to see this between the 18 to 36 month mark. In a no-brainer investment, it's under 12 months. Now check this out. This is why I like land hacking. Look at how my payback period changes as I add doors or income streams. With one door making $5,000, the payback period is at 97 months. Not that good. But I add a second door or second income stream, it brings the total gross revenues to $9,000 a month, and the payback period is reduced to just 32 months. Add a third income stream or third door, total gross revenues jump up to $12,000, and it drops the payback period again to only 21 months. Now, the payback period is not linear. That's because we're significantly increasing gross revenues, but fixed period costs are staying pretty much the same because they're fixed. You're thus able to, what we call in business, leverage your operations, which is a good thing. Now, don't forget to leverage that like button. For each of the videos you like, I increase my positive vibes I send your way for all future deals. These vibes are worth their weight in gold, so don't be shy and hit that like button. Next, we need to see if the break even makes sense for the property. So we need to go a little more granular. So let's say I intend to have 3 doors. That gives me a potential of 90 total book nights per month. 3 times 30 equals 90. Make sense? Now, if I booked out all 90 nights, I'd be at 100% occupancy. And now let's say that my average nightly rate is going to be $200 after looking at market rates. What I need to do now is see how many nights I have to book out my 3 doors just to pay back the fixed period costs. And it looks like, as it turns out, that I need to book at least 13 nights between the 3 doors just to break even, or roughly a 15% occupancy rate. For me to hit my assumed $12,000 in gross revenues, it's a relatively modest 67% occupancy rate, and I like that gap. I like it a lot. That gives me a lot of room for error, but for example, let's say that break even is 55% instead of 15. That's way too close for comfort between what I think I can make and does not leave me much room or a lot of room for flexibility or turns in the market. At minimum, I want to see my most likely performance to be double my break even, but I really want it to be around 3 to 4 times higher than my break even. And in this example, or this case, I'm at 4x my break even, which is great. Now, everything we've been looking at so far is around cash flows and profitability. But the critical last number I want to calculate, as I constantly echo my other videos, is equity. There's a number of ways to value a property, but in this case with 3 income doors, we're going to use the multifamily and commercial standard of using a cap rate. Per Investopedia, the capitalization rate, also known as cap rate, is used in the world of commercial real estate to indicate the rate of return that is expected to be generated on a real estate income property. And how we know if we are creating equity is pretty simple. All we need to do is use our pre-tax profits that we calculated earlier and then remove the debt servicing. When calculating cap rate valuation, you don't factor in financing, since investors want to see how the property operates or is profitable without debt. So everything is comparable. So they can compare land A to land B to land C. But we will have to add in a property manager into the variable costs because we are valuing this property or this business as an investment deal. So we'll be using 20% for this example. We then take pre-tax profits and multiply it by 12 months out of the year to get the annual profits, and then divide that by the current market cap rate, which at this time is floating around 5%. That gives us an insane valuation of nearly $2 million. Now, using a cap rate valuation is basically telling us what investors are willing to pay for our profitability or cash flows or pre-tax cash flows. In this case, it's really good, which you may or may not get depending on your specific market. But assuming permits are in place and everything you're doing on the property is legitimate, the value of the property is going to be significantly higher than the $550,000 purchase price and initial investment. Now, when I run valuations, I want to usually double my purchase price within 3 years by improving or expanding income streams on the property. So in this example case of a payback period of 21 months, a break even of only 25% of assumed performance, and a nearly 4x valuation after cash flows are established, this would be a great investment. The great thing is all of those calculations literally takes me between 5 to maybe 7 minutes once I have the information and data. Rewatch and practice this with one of your deals or potential deals. This is essentially what big commercial and multifamily developers do to see if a deal is worth pursuing or not. And if you have questions or want to download the free guide, go to my website and grab the spreadsheet at kaiandrew.com. Totally free. Also, my Land Hacker 2.0 program is about to open back up, so make sure you join the waitlist if you haven't yet. And I'll be accepting applications soon for the master program if you want to actually work with me to help you build out your business. Love you all. Bye. All right, let's go. I'm the stupid YouTuber now.
Yeah, you are. I'm like,